Hey, I'm Kev, Mr. Kern. Welcome back to MXGP3 as we return to a sandy surface and the TT circuit Assen for the Netherlands GP here. As this track was very tricky in MXGP2, however it's a bit kinder this time around. So of course we've got a couple of home favourites as I for once press the Y button. That's what it actually does, it makes us look back. Not very helpful though when we're trying to qualify. But this Assen track seems to have a new starting position as well. Used to be round the back of the circuit. And it looks like we're starting that long front straight now. As the German is down. And of course our fans in the Netherlands. I know the TT circuit Assen is more known for. Where's the brick going? There goes our tall guy. This Osland is down on the Yamaha. I know the TT circuit Assen more known for tarmac two-wheel variety, but it's a whole MXGP round. And this is a pretty nice circuit as well. Not as wide and flat as its fellow sandy surface Netherlands track or the Belgian track, which we've recently been to, but still a pretty good circuit. So we've got a nice set of mounts here, and then we've got, whoa, tight airpin has definitely got the right rate transfer. Totally wrong there. And then another hairpin to go onto the front straight. As you can see, a very short lap as well. 1:23.9 is the fastest lap so far. Can the Hammer beat it? As well, there goes the home hero. Hurling's down. He can't. 1:24 for the Hammer. But it should be a good qualifying effort. As apart from Hurling's on the KTM, of course, you've got Bogies as well on the KTM they'll be rooting for. But it'll be mainly for the multiple-time world MX2 champion to be pulling for, as it's not him on pole. It is the Swiss rider on our fellow Suzuki rider. With the Brit in third on the Husqvarna, and there's Hillman returning near the top in qualifying in fourth, ahead of his title rival, the Frenchman on the Yamaha. Covington in sixth, Petrol 7th, Tonkov 8th, Bernardini 9th, and there's Bogies down in 10th in his home round. With Fernandez 11th, Honus in 12th. So, decent enough qualifying. Can we actually back it up in the first race? So here we are preparing for this first race. Looking at the way flags waving in the background. Loads of MXGP3 flags waving as Bernardini gets the TV time. As we rev up the engine alongside the Brit and our title rival and get underway in Assen for this 5-lap race. It's going to be a very quick 5-lap race as well, as it was in Switzerland, as our French rival gets the whole shot as we're battling with the South African here for 16th. Let's go over the mounds here, very tricky set of mounds. This is on the qualifying effort. Oh, we're in the middle, and oh, loads of riders are down the Belgium, squeezing us in the middle there. Did not work out well. There's Petrov and also in the battle in here for the top 10. We're just winning out in this long back stretch. Look at that beautiful set of jumps as well. As the Swiss is down on the Suzuki. Once again, the race is just not going his way. Because we're definitely top Suzuki then. Let's go under the bridge here. Very unusual feature, very unique in the XGP calendar. And this section seems to be a bit faster than it was. On MXGP2 as he drove slightly wide there, but get back on the track into the top 10. Got the South African in front, we've got Petrov in front. Maybe that was a change that happened in real life as well, but definitely seems quicker this, so of course, much shorter on the lap time as well than in XGP2. As going to the outside of South African. Maybe not the best line. So we go down the inside, and it looks like the Swede has mugged us. Let's go over the set of mounds here. There's Tonkov is down in front. From 8th for the Russian. Very disappointing as we're down to 9th, and here comes. Is that Husqvarna? So here comes Trebeppe. Italian on the Husqvarna. Looking for a top 10. Be very impressive if he achieves that. Just getting our scrub on. down the back straight. Get it nicely stopped into that hairpin. They're definitely our strongest part of the track, that straight with those big jumps. It's all carrying too much speed through the middle of that switchback under the bridge. Look at how much speed the Suzuki has. Straight line has always got in the back of Petrov. You get past the South African, back up into 8. Make that 7th. That was very bashful. And now we're on the back of Osland. The Swede on the Yamaha, trying to stick into that groove there that Wright's created. There's old Petrov is down behind. Oh, Bulgarian buddy. So we're down the first gear there to avoid going into the back of the Yamaha. It was a superb run going into the mount. Oh no! We've got the weight transfer totally wrong there, but just about holds on and back up into 6th. Oh no, Trepepe! There's fallen from 13th. There's a battling. You get to the 122s, you get it back into 6th. So really back it up into the hairpin, and he gives Osland the swipe there. The Hammer not making any friends once again, as that was better under the bridge. As now we've got this flat out stretch where, he really does fly. Past one of the KTM Dutch riders, past the other, past Erlins into 4. Looks like the leaders just run away with this. As we're halfway through this race, the Hammer is making his way towards the front. May have taken some time, but he's starting to fly. As we've got our French rival right in front in 3rd. We've got the Brit on the Husqvarna in 2nd, I believe. Unless that's Covington. Well, I wouldn't have thought so. And the Americans once again getting all over the shop. Over those mounds. As well, the South African is down on the KTM from 8th. Maybe got caught out by those mounds, or like Tonkov did going into that hairpin. As you do get into the 122s, you can see a podium right in front. Let's get the scrub on. Scrubbing into the hairpin. Using the GoPro sign to keep on the surface. And no, it's Monticelli, I believe, the Italian on the KTM, going for another podium. What an impressive second half of the season the Italian has had. Cementing his place in the top 10 in the Riders' Championship. Another strong showing. But we're taking that podium away. As that is our title rival right in front. And the Hammer. No respect for the Frenchman there. Shoves the Yamaha out of the way on his Suzuki. And now there's just one guy to catch. And there's Penalty at that. But he's got a couple of seconds to make up in the final lap. Or lap and a half. There's all braking on the front wheel there, doing a bit of a stoppy. Now we've got the control. Oh wait, a bit better. Over those jumps, that was much better. Control of the throttle as well. He's got to defend the inside though. To Monticelli, he really wants that podium. Since we've got past our French rival. As the Brit in the lead is down on the Husqvarna. He's gifted it to the Hammer. Not sure I won round here in Assen. It's GP2, so it could be the first victory round here. And with the Hammer, as the Swiss is down again. A better Suzuki rider. He's had a horrid second half of the season. Brilliant in qualifying over one lap, just in the races. Just not getting it together. That's the Hammer, after battling to get into the top 10 in the first lap. He's just eased his way forward as this race has progressed. A mature ride. Just as we thought there may be doubts about, can he take this? You know, in the Czech Republic, in Belgium. He answered those critics in Switzerland. Maybe the crickets as well. Maybe the question as well. Making some noise. Particularly when the Hammer was always winning, but been tougher learning the Suzuki once again compared to the TM and KTM. 3 different manufacturers he's rode for, and 3 different manufacturers he's won for as well this season, as that's a magnificent scrub to end the race and win the race from the home hero. Bogues in second. We didn't expect him to be the top Dutchman. Headed the Brit in 30, threw it away on that final lap. Jonas in 4th, Herdins in 5th. There's our French rival down in 6th. Oh, he's lost major points. Could the Hammer grab the title in the second race? With Osland in 7th, Sarakin in 8th, Petrov in 9th, Monticelli rounding out the top 10 of the very good run. Tonkov 11th, Fernandez 12th. I'm losing my voice as look at the Suzuki down in 20th and 21st, and Trepepe in last on the Husqvarna. But it's an important race though. He's grabbed 9 points on the Frenchman. So if he maintains the gap, or loses a point or 2, he could have already won the title in the second race. Let's see if the Hammer can do that. As they're not just looking to grab the overall here. I said win the race, I mean win the championship. That's what he's looking to do, as Bernardini really gets the TV time there, along with Tonkov. As we hold the clutch in for this start, we can see the Husqvarnas, the Yamahas, the KTMs, and the Suzuki. Oh, the Swiss rider actually getting a decent start for once, as we got a shocking start. We're looking to make it up though. Over the mounds, over these jumps as well. Bogues, we're bashing with him. With Tonkov, with Osland, with Bernardini, with Covington, with the Kawasakis. That's a much better set of mounds, much better opening than that so far. It's up into 7th. Oh, the Russian is down on the Kawasaki. As here comes the Kawasaki. It would have been Fernandez, and then one of the home heroes, I believe that's Bogues as well. Here we go forward. Oh, the South African is down, as we almost went down over that jump. Once again, not quite getting the scrub going. Is just that Monticelli in front. I think I got confused in the first race, so I'm not going to confirm that. As well, here comes Bogues down our inside. So try and set up this run over this massive jump. Another flat out section. Here we go. It is when the Hammer flies. Right in the back of his fellow Suzuki down the inside. He's pushing his French rival right. Once again, being so aggressive. To the Yamahas, he's in the top 5 now, in 4th. He's just got Jonas in front. He's got the Brit on the Husqvarna, and I believe that is Herdins leading on home turf. So we're gonna have, it's not going to be a ride through the field like it was first time. It's going to be a battle at the front this race. So we go over these mounds. Look at, he's nailed it now with the rate distribution. Just as I say that, he screws up the final mound. Goes right in the corner. Gives up that 4th place, but he's going to cross the line in 5th, heading on to the second lap. That is a pretty good. Whoa! Is that the Brit again messing up over that jump? Just like in the first race on that final lap. Seems to not like it has. We're back in to 3rd now, up into 3rd. Thought we were in 4th. Apparently not, as we're going wheel to wheel with, I believe, is that the Yamaha of Osland or Tonkov? I thought that was Jonas on the KTM. There we go, the home hero and the Hammer. Who's going to win this duel? It's been the Hammer all season long in most races. Herdins won it though in Belgium, so not a foregone conclusion this race. Strap yourselves in. This is going to be a very hectic 3.5 laps remaining of this race, and it is just going to fly by once again. One of the shortest circuits in lap time, maybe the shortest, we'll see. As we've got a couple of American rounds to end the season. This is the last European round of the season. So we're batting for the final European round win of the season, I'm sure. Herdin wants that on home turf, but so does the Hammer on the Suzuki. Started off in Europe by winning in the Netherlands in the KTM. Of course, he wants to do it. End it by winning on the Suzuki as well. Has that Brit got the jump wrong again, has he? Looks like he took out Fernandez on the Kawasaki as well. The Frenchman not having much luck once again. He's really sticking to the tail of Herlings. He almost goes off circuit there. The Dutchman is here, he comes. The Suzuki round the outside. He takes the lead. It's the Hammer, and he runs wide. Should hopefully retain the lead though, to go over the monster jump. Taking the wide line here though. Respecting Herlings a bit more than he did his French rival. Now on him to take the line, but it does look like the Hammer is now taking the lead halfway through this race. Definitely seems like this circuit's much kinder than it was in MXGP3. Especially with this sandy surface as well. It's acting a bit like an intermediate track surface. You can't really dig in as much as you would like, as Osland is down. The Swede, as Herlings, is not giving up on this penultimate lap. Right behind the Hammer still. Definitely wants that win, even though his title chances may already be over. But he's going to at least get third in the championship, which might be disappointing that he didn't win the championship, but still a very solid showing before he goes off to MXGP. In this fictional universe, of course, in real life he won the championship, but it's like this is going to be the Hillman's to lose or win. We will see at the end of this race. He just keeps this up, grabs another win, grabs the overall. That might be enough. He might have a new MX2 world champion. We've come to the end of this penultimate lap. Just a couple of hairpins on those tricky mounds to go. Here we go over the mounds. So slow into that left-hander, not really wanting to carry any speed. Into the right, on the power early. Now the fodder out of it. Now over the line onto the final lap of what has been a very interesting race, at least in the first half. Battle between the Hammer and Herlings. But it's like the Macau rider has been the class of the field once again. It's like his early season form. He's definitely got adapted to this. Suzuki had some growing pains in the Czech Republic and Switzerland. Or in Belgium, should I say. In Switzerland, he was much better. And in Assen, he's back to normal. And what a way to end the European season. We head to the final couple of rounds of the season in America, as I said. Bit different to Canada then from 2015 when we went to Mexico to that Leon track and then to Mountain Headings to end the season. And that Leon track was much earlier in the season. It makes more sense pairing up with Argentina. But then you could have had those 3 rounds at the end of the season maybe and make that a bit better. Make a bit more sense. But we're not talking about the schedule at the moment. We're talking about the overall and another victory for the Hammer in Assen. A superb scrub to end it as well, as he wins ahead of Herlings. Tom Coffey was in third on the Yamaha, top Yamaha. Burgess fourth. Monticelli in fifth. Onus sixth. And there's our French Robert down in seventh. Not the weekend he wanted at all. There's a Brit in eighth after a couple of falls. Struggling on that front stretch for some reason, or back stretch. Petrov in ninth. Siswada on the Suzuki in 10th, head of Covington. Tropepe in 12th. Fernandez 13th. The Honda in 15th. And then Bernardini in 16th on the TM, as our fellow Suzuki rider, the German, is last. So a maximum for the Hillman ahead of Bogues and Herdins and Honus and the Brit in 5th. There's our French rival down in 7th, lost 21 points to the Macau rider. Is that enough for the title? It is by 3 points, 103 points lead. And that is your new MX2 World Champion, Kev Hillman, the hammer on the Suzuki. He's ridden a TM, he's ridden a KTM, he's been all round the shop. But in the end, he has been the best. As Herdins is in 3rd, he's just 16 points back of the Frenchman. So there's a battle for second going on in the championship before he kind of consolidated 3rd there. He definitely has ahead of his fellow Dutch KTM rider Bogues in 4th, just 20 points ahead of Honus, with the Brit in 6th on the Hazard and Tonkov in 7th, clinging on into that top 5 battle. Monticelli in 8th, definitely consolidated his top 10 position in the last couple of rounds, ahead of Covington in 9th. Then the Swiss rider even on the Suzuki in 10th, just 15 points ahead of Petrov and Bernardini. There's a Swede in 13th, with Fernandez down in 15th. Disappointing campaign for the Frenchman on the Kawasaki. There's Repepe in 20th. So we have a new World MX2 champion, and now he's going to have a victory parade in America around the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the penultimate round of the season. I know it's more used to oval racing or NASCAR racing in Charlotte, but it also has an MXGP round. At least it did last season. So thanks for watching, and I will see you there.